The next question, I do apologize for cutting the video short. I accidentally clicked the wrong button. The next question for 3.3.2, determine the median annual salary in millions of the given 5 world famous rugby players provided. Right, so we are provided with 5 rugby players' salaries over here, and we're going to arrange them in ascending order. So that would be the lowest, then this, then this, then this. So I'm going to arrange them in ascending order from small to big. Be very careful here because some of the values have commas and some of the values don't. It might be difficult to just read it off or read the median off is what I mean. So if you want to use a pencil to indicate these are my data values, there are 5 of them. So the median, which is the middle value, is that one. Right. So the median is 21 million rand annually. The last question here is write down the annual salary of Ronaldo to the annual salary of Siya Kolisi in the ratio form and simplify it as something to 1 and then hence explain the meaning of the calculated ratio. When we're doing this, the order in which the names are mentioned is important, so it's Ronaldo to Kolisi. Ronaldo earns this amount that we worked out in the first question per year, and Siya earns 35 million per year. Alright, they want us to get it something to 1, so I want the right hand side to be equal to 1. I am going to divide by 35 million. And what I do on one side, I have to do on the other to keep the ratio balanced. That will give us 20,05 to 1. Now, I am going to point out that they needed to be in the same unit of measurement. So I didn't have euros and rand. I worked with rand and rand. We also need to explain what this means. For every 20 rand and 5 cents that Ronaldo makes, Kolisi only makes 1. Alright, and that is the end of 3.3.1 as well as question 3 in its totality. This was also around the time that people were still talking about the Barbie movie, if I recall correctly. So here's an excerpt. Pink Power Barbie movie breaks record merchandise sellouts. The Barbie movie shattered this year's box office records in its opening weekend with $125 million in ticket sales. The film had a $145 million budget backed by Warner Brothers and Mattel. Even before the movie was released, merchandise sold out, for example, Barbie tumblers at $19.99 and the Barbie blanket in a bag at $22.99. These merchandise items are currently on back order until June 2024 and are now selling on eBay for around $77 and $125 respectively. Alright. The first question, write a formula for profit in the given context. Alright. So for those who have business studies, often you guys say profit is equal to the selling price minus all expenses. And that is correct, but in this case there is no additional expenses, so it is selling price minus cost price for us. I am sure that if you wrote selling price minus expenses, it would be marked correct. So the next question says, determine the amount of profit in Rand made by eBay users selling the Barbie blanket in a bag. And they give you the existing exchange rate here. In this case, it would make more sense to first work out the profit in dollars and then convert to Rand, as opposed to converting both the selling price and cost price into Rand and then working out the profit. But both would be correct. So let's go work out the profit for the Barbie blanket in a bag. It is being sold for $125, and it initially only cost $22.99. So if we work that out, that gives us $102.01. But that's not the end of the question, because they asked us for it in Rand. We have the exchange rate given in this format. $1 is $18.36. So we can take the $102.01. We're going in this direction, so we're multiplying, and multiplying it with 18,36, which will give us the Rand amount. That is 1,872 Rand and 90 cents when rounded off, like so. The next question says, verify with calculations that if the Barbie movie made a revenue of $125 million worldwide during the opening weekend, with a profit margin of 60%, the expenses for the opening weekend amount to $50 million. And we can use this formula. Apologies for that. Remember to type it in without the percentage sign. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the profit margin, which was 60%, is equal to the revenue, which was 125 million, minus the expenses. We want to confirm that the expenses is $50 million over the revenue as per their formula, multiplied by 100. All right. So 60 multiplied by or divided by 100, because we need to do the inverse operation to get rid of it, gives us 0,6 on this side, equal to, and then it's 125 minus the expenses over 125. I'm going to multiply by 125 on both sides to get rid of the division of 125. These will cancel out. That will give me 75 on this side equal to 125 minus the expenses, which means that the expenses itself is 125 million minus 75 million, which will give us 50 million. Right, the next question. The graph below indicates the age groups that watched the Barbie movie in percentages, percentage people per age group that watched the Barbie movie. The Gen Z population in South Africa is estimated to be 21 million people. Of these, 47% watched the Barbie movie at an estimated cost of 75 Rand per ticket for a regular 2D movie. Calculate the total gross income made from the Gen Z population in South Africa. So my plan of action is to work out 47% of 21 million, which would be the number of people who watched it. Then multiply it by 75 Rand per ticket, which will give us our gross income. Alright, number of Gen Z who watched the movie is 47% of 21 million. That gives us 9,870,000 people. All right. So the gross income will be that amount multiplied by 75 Rand per ticket. That gives us 740,250,000 Rand. All right. Then the next question says, what is the probability of a 2-year-old going to the movies to watch the popular Barbie movie? There are no 2-year-olds on this graph, which means that according to this graph, the probability is 0. Right, the last question is probability. At the movies, you have the option to buy ice cream before watching the Barbie movie. Below is a tree diagram illustrating flavors with toppings and possible outcomes. Right, write the possible outcome for B. You just follow the tree back along its branches. It's with sprinkles. It is vanilla. Vanilla with sprinkles. You must provide it in the format that they have listed the other outcomes. So vanilla, semicolon, sprinkles. 4.3.2, write down the probability as a decimal fraction that you will choose chocolate ice cream with nuts. Round off your answer to 2 decimal places. Alright, chocolate with nuts is here, and it is one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible outcomes. So it's 1 over 6. And we need to write that as a decimal. They say round off to 2 decimal places. So 1 over 6, or 1 divided by 6, press this button, and that would give us 0.17 if rounded off correctly.